Welcome back to Honey Badger 3D Print and Paint. Today, a good idea gone bad.
I'm also here!
But before we do that, quick word from our sponsors and roll those credits.
PCBWay are proud sponsors of the channel. They offer industry-leading 3D printing services covering all types of materials and processes. They also offer industry-leading online CNC machine services from milling, machining, and turning in all the materials you could possibly need. They also offer a fully online prototyping PCB service. Everything from assembly through to design, you can do it all online with an easy system to use for quality. So for all of your needs, check out PCBWay in the link in the video description.
Right, I had what I thought was a good idea.
And I didn't like it.
Martin Hanshaw from Under the Hot End also thought it was a good idea, and to be honest, encouraged me.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks. So, the idea I came up with was, we've printed 2 Warlord Titans. We did one in FDM, which was about how long ago? 5 years?
Yeah, about 4 or 5 years ago, yeah.
Then, earlier on this year, I did one all in resin. Surprisingly, we came to a conclusion. 1, FDM is stronger than resin. Bombshell. 2, resin has better detail than FDM.
Yeah.
It's quite a bombshell moment, wasn't it?
Yeah, no one was really surprised by the results. So look, effectively the issue that we had with both of them was that when it came to panels on FDM, the panels just were not good enough in FDM and as a result ruined parts of the paint job.
That was also a sign of the times though, and the printers it was done on.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, again, printers 5 years ago, we were doing that on a G-Tech A30, a Sidewinder X1.
Yeah.
We didn't have the best printers in the world, and as a result, the prints reflected that. The issue we had with the resin printed model was that it had absolutely no flex. So when you were trying to put parts together, they wouldn't.
Just cracked.
Cracked.
So many parts had to be sanded and sanded and sanded.
Yeah, so you couldn't do any friction fit, so you were gluing a lot. It was much more fixed in place. It was about 3 times as heavy. We'd done a lot of that hollow, which meant that if you gripped any of the parts too much, they just cracked and broke. And when it came to posing the model, we didn't pose it particularly well, and
because you couldn't.
Yeah, because you couldn't move the print. And the main issue that we had was ultimately it took a dive off of one of our shelves and shattered on the floor. We managed to piece it back together enough to be able to do the video on it, but quite frankly, it never really went back together.
The back of it has some problems.
Yeah. You can see more of the inside of it than traditionally you should.
So the plan I come up with,
I was going to say, there were not a lot of we in this plan.
Was we print a 3rd Titan. This time we do an FDM body, but all resin panels and detail.
Yeah.
Best of both worlds. I then thought, what we could do is make a big diorama out of this one. The Titan that took the swan dive, because the back of it is bad, makes sense he lays on his back. And has the snot kicked out of him by a new Titan. Now this new Titan is going to be a Chaos Titan. These are sculpted panels. They're really quite detailed. But this is where the amazement of my idea comes in, which has resulted in much more work than I intended it to be. Like I've been doing it for like nearly a week now trying to sort this.
Yeah.
What we've done is we've contacted a lot of different artists and said, would you be interested in painting a panel in your own style, as long as this is going to be a Khorne Chaos Titan. So as long as it fits with Khorne, just paint it how you would paint it. Some artists have said, I'll do you a freehand picture. So they're getting a blank panel, as well as the patterned panel. So they're going to do both. And whichever one we don't use, I believe is going to be framed and put on the wall. Because this Titan is going to...
Let's be really clear about the people we're including in this, right? We aren't just talking about going to our local games workshop and trying to find some people who are pretty good at painting and having a bunch of different people paint it. A lot of the people that we are sending these panels to, which to be clear has turned very quickly into a global effort, which was not supposed to. These are Golden Dragon winners.
Golden Demon winners.
Golden Demon winners.
Some of them are multiple Golden Demon winners.
They are award-winning artists.
And usually spend all of their time doing commissions.
Yeah.
But they have said they will pause their commissions to do this.
Some of these panels are incredibly detailed, and some of these artists' work, I mean, I can't stress how much I thought they were going to tell all of us to take a long walk off a short pier, and how many of them came back that there's actually people we've had to say thank you so much, but we can't send things to you because we've got so much of this already allocated or defined.
So, just to be clear, this is where we're sending to. We have got Germany, Australia, Italy, Denmark, Argentina, Japan, Estonia, Poland, France, Norway, Canada, USA, and a few in the UK. Right, so as you can see, this has gotten out of hand and is now going all over the world.
So, look, we've got a lot of boxes, we've got a lot of shipping, we've got a lot of things that we now need to do. We are going to link everybody's social media, so all of their Instagrams in the video description. Feel free to go and check those guys out. I really cannot stress how talented some
of these are amazing.
If not all, to be clear, all of these artists are incredibly talented. Some of them are mind-blowing. It's no surprise that they've won Golden Demon in the past, that they are multi-award-winning artists, and that they generally charge to do things like this. Once we're finished with the Titan, once we've got everything back, we're going to do a live stream. You guys can
It'll probably be 2 live streams because there's going to be a lot of boxes. So we'll probably do it in 2 halves. The first sort of 10 or 12 to come back, and then the second 10 or 12.
So we've got a lot of different things to show you guys and for you guys to see. This is going to be a journey. I'll be honest and say I can't hand on heart say we're even going to get all of these panels back. There may be things that we end up having to try and fill a gap with.
Well, I'm going to be doing the body, the main body.
And I am not.
He is not doing any of it.
No, not even a little bit.
So this has been sponsored by, there's a shop that we know, we speak to and we do a lot with, which is Devil Dog Gaming in Devon. Painton?
Yeah.
Painton. They've sponsored this, and the final diorama, which is going to be large because there's going to be a Titan laying on the floor, one standing up, and some other stuff going on it.
Pretty big Titans.
Yeah. There's going to be some other stuff going on it as well. That's going to be going to the shop on display in their gaming space. So once this is all done, which, just to be clear, this could be a couple of months project. There's going to be multiple follow-up videos with this, because once we've got this back and it's built, we've then got to do a huge diorama.
Yeah. I want to be clear as well what we're talking about regarding worth, right? So, as we said already, a lot of these artists, they do commission painting. So something like sending them a rocket launcher, they would probably charge somewhere in the region of $100 to $200 to paint this. They are professional painters. There are some people who make their entire living out of doing this, and they are sending that stuff to us.
Some people are getting a panel, but some people are getting a huge power fist. Like, this is not 10 minutes work. Just to be clear, these panels with these artists are not 10 minutes work. But this is a large amount of work, and I know who's getting this. So
there are these guys have very kindly donated their time. As I say, these panels are once these panels are together and we've got everything together with the Titan, that's going to go down to Devil Dog Games, and they are running a number of community gaming sessions, and we're promoting the store and different things like that. I'm blown away by how much is here, but I'm also blown away by the response that we've had.
what I'm blown away with is how quick we printed this. So when I did my last Titan, I did it on the Frozen Mega, which is not a quick printer by any means, and I did it on the Frozen Mighty, which is a relatively small when you're doing this much stuff. And it took me over a month to print it. didn't
Yeah,
it?
easily.
I printed all of this resin, which is a lot. I started on Sunday evening and I finished on Thursday.
Thursday. Yep.
James started the FDM prints on Monday and
Yep.
finished on Thursday.
Yeah.
We printed an entire Titan in 4 days.
We did it, so to be clear, FDM wise, this was the Bamboo X1. It was my Quiddy X Plus 3 and the K1 Max. The Quiddy didn't do a lot, if I'm perfectly honest. Mainly it was the K1 and the Bamboo. It absolutely smashed through everything. You can see that I was running out of filaments to stick on the printer. I used up all my half spools, empty spools, everything. There's a lot of printing that went into this, and yes, 4 days sounds like it's very quick, but this is also, spread across multiple machines.
Yeah, so like this was, all of the resin on this was done on my Frozen Mega and the Apex X1.
Yes.
Now, for every build plate, like that height, for every build plate the Mega did, the Apex did like 3 or 4 of the same height.
Yeah.
Like, so although the Mega did probably 3 or 4 build plates, the Apex actually probably did something like 10.
And let's be clear, if the Apex had to have done all of the parts that we did in FDM, it would have extended it by about 4 or 5 days.
Yeah.
The Kickstarter is now closed for Apex, but even if you said you bought an Apex and you bought 20 litres of resin, you'd still be coming in just under the cost of actually buying one from Forge World, and that includes buying the printer. And once you have the printer, it's a thing that you have as well as having a Titan. It's insane how quickly it did some of these panels. I'm very impressed with how quickly the FDM
The FDM parts, they're genuinely amazing quality. Some of them you'd struggle to realise they was FDM.
Yeah.
They've come out that well.
Yeah, they are really good. So I will say that some of the interface layers aren't necessarily amazing, but frankly, for an FDM printer and for FDM parts, these are going to absolutely serve our purpose as much as we need them to.
Because as much detail as you put in the body of a Titan, most of it is hidden.
Yeah.
Most of it is hidden.
Yeah. And yet, these fit together with the resin parts surprisingly
Does that fit well?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I scaled that to the size I thought it would be because it was tiny.
Oh, okay.
So I took a massive guess with that.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd say maybe actually need to be a little bit bigger. But you'll get away with it.
Yeah.
You'll get away with it, absolutely. So, as I say, I'm blown away by the quality of the FDM parts. I'm blown away with the speed of the resin parts. It just seems like we're moving in a very different direction with 3D printing as a whole. We're no longer having to sacrifice quality or speed. You can
now get quality and speed at the same time.
Have it all. So that's really cool. So look, this is, as Mike said, this is a series of videos, right?
It was a good idea that got bad.
It's a good idea that got massively out of hand.
Yeah. I've actually got to have a day off work tomorrow because there's going to be so many boxes here to go to the post office.
Yeah.
I've had to have a day off work so that I can do it for the day.
Yeah, terrible.
Once we've finished this, we are now going to box up all of this, label them all, pay for the postage online, which is going to take so long.
Yeah, It is, yeah.
Granted,
absolutely.
it's going to be much quicker than going in the post office and trying to get the person to do each one of these labels to different countries around the world. So it's going to take us a while. We're going to box all this up, label it all, send it off. And the next video will probably be the body together and painted.
Yeah.
The video after that is going to be... I've got a couple of bits to do. I've got to do some of the toes. So maybe I'll film some of that, how I do that. But the next big video will be a live stream. And it will be opening boxes, because we're going to open them live on the live stream. We're not going to get a prior look at them, so we're going to be surprised.
To be clear, we've numbered all the boxes, so we
do know what
the
we've got back,
but we don't know what it's going to look like. So these guys are going to be advertising a lot of this on their.
We just know that if we get a box back with, say, number 17 on it, we know that's part number 17.
So, welcome to our own personal hells. I hope you enjoy the videos, because we will not.
We've been doing this for an hour and a half before we even started the video, and that was just sorting out the addresses.
Yeah.
I spent so long doing an Excel spreadsheet. I haven't done that in 30 years.
Yeah.
Didn't like it.
So, thank you very much for joining us. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Go over to our Instagram as well. We'll be promoting a bunch of the artists, and we'll have all of the artists that are involved in the video description for this as well.
So you can click on them and have a look at what they do.
So you can start to gauge exactly how impressive some of these artists
This is going to look.
And what we're hoping is that everything's going to come together and look cohesive. Because what we don't want is to this look like a 1980s street art mural of like...
So it's going to be in style of Korn, but everybody's got their own take on that.
Yeah. So it's going to be interesting to see, once the Titan goes together, how cohesive it looks as a model. But that will be for the next videos. So thank you very much for watching, guys and dolls. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Go and check out those guys in the video description as well. And we'll update you on our slow descent into madness. Thanks so much, guys.
Bye.